Hello, hello. Welcome to Talking Teeth, our first episode. My name is Dr. Dean, and I'm talking English. Just kidding. We're going to have a wonderful time here answering your questions and talking to you about teeth, the reality of teeth, what really goes on in a dental office, okay? That's what we're talking about. And I have a great panel of people that are experts in their field. So we're here really to help the patients understand what happens in dentistry and how you can find today's episode 1, how you can find the best dentist to take care of your oral health, which in turn takes care of your medical health, and it's all connected. We've known this for about 30 years. They didn't want to listen to us, the medical profession, right? But we know that periodontal disease causes heart disease. We know that sleep apnea can cause depression and function in your brain. We knew this 20, 30 years ago, but they didn't want to listen to us. So we're here to tell you the truth about dentistry, finding a great dentist for you, okay? And I have a wonderful panel here. By the way, if you have any questions, you're going to DM me to Dr. Dean 007 on Instagram, and we can answer your questions live, okay? And with me, so that's Dr. Dean 007. Help me introduce my panel of speakers. On camera here, Dr. Publio Silfra from Comac, Long Island. Woo, 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 let's go.
I'm so excited to be here. Let's go. So,
and we got Dr. Lok Rao from Westchester. He's from Westchester. I love that. I love that. And the famous, beautiful Miss Becca Morris is here with us, our marketing manager from Wyckoff originally, but now lives in Manhattan, in Soho. She's single. Just saying. Just saying. And of course, Raul Ramdayal takes care of technology, and our amazing technical videographer, Quinn Daly. Say hi, Quinn.
Hello.
So welcome, everybody. Let's get started. You're online. You moved to Manhattan. You moved to Ohio. You moved to Florida, and you're looking for a dentist. So what do? You probably Google best dentist in Manhattan, okay? And then you get like sponsored. So right away, to me, you just go right past that. Go right past that. And you got to look at, okay, you can look at reviews, right, Becca? You look at some reviews. You look at the website, maybe their Instagram. But let's kind of go a little bit deeper. How does that dentist, how do you know that that dentist is qualified? How do you know that dentist is really good? Is it the website? I mean, what do you look for, Becca?
So I would say first thing I do is ask a friend. Word of mouth is one of the strongest channels.
Number one on the list, ask a friend. Like
a friend.
Family Feud. Number one on the list, call a friend.
Yes.
That's right.
Call a friend. 85% of people discover local businesses by word of mouth.
Yep.
And it's a trusted source for a friend. Next, I would go online. Social media, websites, definitely the aspect of seeing the personality and the caliber of the education and the work they're doing. Testimonials, before and afters are super important, and it's really just finding the balance of this is a great dentist and he's very credible and reputable. But also making sure it's a good personal fit as well, and knowing the work they do is...
All right, but let's really think about that. If you find someone on Google and you're looking at them, how do you really know that the doctor is talented? So to me, if I'm talking to my patients, okay, definitely a friend referral is going to help you. But when I look into a Google review, I want to see, consistency, right? I want to see the credentials of the dentist. I want to know how long they've been practicing. Do you think that's important?
Yeah.
You think time?
That's key.
Like, how long have you been practicing?
Well, they have to be an authority. They have to show proof that they've been to school, they graduated, they're taking courses, and the consistency throughout the years of all that growth.
So there's a crazy thing out there in business. It says if you have 10,000 hours of experience, you're an expert. Well, let me tell you something. That translates to about 5 years in dentistry, because 10,000 hours in dentistry is 5 years of time, okay? There is no way a person is an expert in 5 years of dentistry. Just no way. I've been teaching for 35 years, and I see doctors who are great, talented, but it takes, I would say, minimum 7 to 8 to 10 years. So I'm talking about 20,000 hours in dentistry to say you're an expert in something.
Yeah.
Okay, you could be good at something. You could be really beautiful. I mean, I see this stuff. They're gorgeous, handsome, amazing models, and they're posting I love it. I love looking at it. I don't know if I'm going to go to them if they're a dentist.
Right, and
so,
marketing is about changing that and creating credibility. It's creating credibility in your field as a leader. You're posting great stuff, whatever, your vacations, but the point that brings people to their decision is education.
Yeah.
What is valuable about your platform? What are you teaching me? What am I getting? Okay, all of these, influencer photos, but post a video about, why something happens in the dental world and teach people.
And that, what?
Make yourself invaluable.
And this really bothers me, okay? I'm going to tell you what bothers me. What bothers me is if I was a young dentist, I would have a platform for my social stuff, and I would have a platform for my dental stuff, okay? I don't want to see what food you're eating. I don't want to see where you're vacationing. I want to know what kind of dentistry are you doing. Let me see your testimonials, right? Let me see your testimonials.
I would mix that a bit, because nowadays people want to believe in people. People want to talk to humans. I don't want to be just a dentist who has a website or Instagram account that's catering just to dentists, because I am going to attract dentists. I want to be able to, like my social media, I love traveling, I love teaching, and I love dentistry. So what ends up happening is that I post pictures of my travel with my experience. I want to connect with humans. I post pictures of the teeth that show that I am a dentist who travels, who does amazing work. But I also want to show how I'm giving back to the community, how I'm teaching, how I'm educating. So yes, you could have two different platforms if the second platform that you want to create is catered to dentists because you're educating, because you're doing courses. So it really depends on where you want to communicate your branding, your style for your practice.
Well, I know, but I don't have a problem with branding. Branding is an interesting thing today. Again, as a young dentist, if I'm trying to attract that patient, I need to brand who I am, and I think the consistency is a big deal. Is your Instagram, is your Facebook, is your website, is your office consistent to show a patient, hey, I'm consistent in my message? So consistency is a big deal. But again, like Dr. Locke here, who's been teaching for so many years, how do you really sift through the website to find out, is this doctor an expert? Is he teaching? Is he part of a community of dentists, right? I mean, you post that on your website. I'm with a community of dentists, so I feel that if I'm going to this person and I can compare the two people that I'm looking at in Google, that one is actually affiliated with some kind of hospital. They have some common colleagues in the profession, and I'm like, that person looks like he's really involved in dentistry more than his vacation. I'm sorry. It bothers me as a patient.
I think that, as Publio said, there can be a balance. I agree with that. You should show that you are a personable dentist or a personable human being, but at the same time, you also want to establish your professionality or your professionalism. The things that you want to look for, like credentials, or where they went to school.
Oh, by the way, there's a lot of dental schools out there. Should be the top 5 or top 10, maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying.
We should start a dental school.
Yeah, we should definitely start a dental school. That's always next episode. What about Becca? What about testimonials? What do you look for in testimonials?
Testimonials, I really look for genuine patients that have clearly been through the whole process and who are excited about it and are honest and visuals,
Yeah.
seeing the before and after, seeing
Even video testimonials.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's so important to see. It's talking about teeth. It's the first thing you see when you meet someone. It's the center of it all. So it's
And
really
she's got a great smile, by the way.
I do.
She's got a great
Thanks,
smile.
yeah.
Thanks to FMR. Wait, I had another question. What about the difference between medicine and dentistry? Like, is it different to find a doctor in medicine than it is in dentistry? Because I feel,
Oh, yeah.
I feel the medical profession doesn't do any social media. And I feel that the customer service, I went to a doctor, the customer service at when you walk into a medical facility or a medical office is horrible.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it.
You're just a number.
Right.
I mean, the medical profession needs to up their game in terms of customer service. We built a practice here at New York Smile Institute. We have perfected the epitome of customer service in medicine and dentistry for us. I want a patient to walk in and get an instant connection with my staff. So staff is another thing. If you have a website and it's all about the doctor, where's the staff? If you're on Instagram, on Facebook, and here's the guy, he's traveling, he's got a great car, where's your staff? Is that important? I mean, it bothers me. These are the things that bother me. I'm getting it off my chest, okay? This is an avenue for me to tell everybody how upset I am at our medical profession's got to step up. Our dental profession's got to focus on dentistry and helping people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I wake up in the morning and say, whose life can I change?
Yeah.
Can I help a patient? Can I help my doctor? Can I help my staff? Can I help people become better in their oral health, their medical health, their mental health? Can I make a difference? That's the kind of dentist I think you should be looking for.
Yeah.
But they're so rare.
And that comes back to the reviews online. You know, someone comes in, you could see all you want about this glamorous office, and you come in and the staff is rude, or you know, this or that. And it's important because you can fix that.
Yeah.
It's just if you care. You know, they're
Right.
posting running around everywhere, but you know, asking friend or family to do in retail. We have secret shoppers that come in quarterly and give you an honest experience. Why aren't dentists doing that with their friends and family?
Right.
You know,
Right.
have a friend come in, a friend of a friend come in for a cleaning, and truly say behind the scenes, how did they treat you? How's the bathroom? What you know, and then improve on that.
Yeah.
Don't wait for other people to write a review. Be proactive.
Yeah, it's always good for the dentist to look as a patient's perspective. What is my patient experiencing when they walk into my office? You know, how would I want to be treated if I were to walk into a place that I don't know?
Exactly.
Let's go back to the patient is looking for the dentist, find some reviews, and there's one bad review. So as a patient, how do you evaluate that?
So one of the most important things for negative reviews is to address it. You don't have to address the specific details, but just addressing, saying, hey, we see this, we'd be happy to figure this out with you, we'll privately message you and figure it out. And
But how are you as a consumer
so if I'm
looking
sitting there and I
at...
see all these great reviews, and then there's a bad review and there's no response to it, you're kind of like, why aren't they, you know, addressing these customers who aren't happy, or they're just not paying attention to
How do
these
you
reviews.
figure out if it's a bad review, if it's a false bad review of a patient who's just a little bit off? We get a lot of those, by the way.
Yeah, you can kind of tell, and also in your response, you can say, you know, we can't confirm if you were here, but, you know, we'll work with you privately to address, and we hope you know, we can figure it out. But usually it's a one-off thing. It's
Right.
not, you know, if
Yeah.
you see consistently the same problems are being complained about, you know, maybe that is an issue with your practice. But if one person is, you know, just writing something nasty because, you know, it was too expensive or whatever, you know, people get mad and they, you know, you gotta just let it roll.
Okay.
That's the biggest source of my negative reviews.
Yeah.
Which are only 3, by the way, but out of them, 2 of them is because somebody just didn't want to pay the bill.
Yeah.
Right. So then my next question is, how much does finances play a role in you making a decision? If you're looking for a great dentist and you have, you know, a nice kind of review on this patient, and you may have a referral from your friend, and now the dentist or the office is giving you a financial incentive, a free cleaning, a discount. How does that convey to a patient? Is that something that they need? Does that make him a better dentist? Or are they just trying to attract that patient from a financial standpoint?
Well, we actually had a question from Laura M. Of Bergen County. She wrote in asking, should I be cautious of dentists who offer new patient incentives, or is this a common practice? And
I think it's a common
It's
practice.
a common practice.
is it okay?
It's a common practice. I don't subscribe to that.
Right.
We always tell our patient, we educate. So another thing about patient, is your dentist educating you as opposed to throwing you free stuff? Okay? So there's a visceral response to that. I got something for free, I'm going to go. Okay? Now you're in a setting of, okay, this is free. Well, it's not really free. There's always something going on. When I see free, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm getting nervous.
Where they're trying to hook
That's me.
Yeah.
But I think an average patient's like, oh, I get a free cleaning. Let me just go here and let me see what happens. I've had that happen. I've had patients call me up, say, I went to this clinic, I was out of town, and there was a free cleaning with an exam, and they went. Sometimes they got lucky. They got a great office and they're awesome.
Yeah.
But sometimes they didn't. And that's the thing. How does a patient know if you got something for free, is it going to be all that it says it is? Is it a cleaning for 15 minutes? By the way, you can't do a cleaning. We say hello for 15 minutes. Takes us, right? You go through our office.
You brush your teeth at home for 15
Everybody's
minutes.
talking for 15 minutes before. You can't clean teeth in 15 minutes. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. And of course, I'll get the feedback and say, Dr. D, I went to this office down here and I just went for a cleaning and it was 15 minutes. Is that normal? I go, no, you know how we do our cleaning. It's an hour. Okay,
but you pay for it,
45 minutes, but you're going to pay for it. So I think my message is if you want quality dentistry, quality medicine, unfortunately, you have to have some kind of out-of-pocket expense because as a dentist, what goes on behind the scenes is we have to pay rent and people and extra stuff to get this service to be amazing. Yeah. We have to pay laboratories. Look how much money we spend on our laboratories. You can't be a good dentist if you don't have a good laboratory. So the message later on in the program to our dental colleagues, you've got to have a great lab to be a great dentist. I can do only so much with my hands. If my lab doesn't do it for me, there's no way. So again, you have to have some kind of out-of-pocket expense to really get the care that you're looking for. Not everybody can afford it. That's the different issue. There's patients say, Doc, I can't afford it. It's too much. Got it. Guess what? There's a program we have. Oh, really? What's the program? We have an educational program. You can go to a dental school. You can go somewhere to find quality dentistry. So we'll help you. Now you're talking about your office as a resource. Hey, we can't help you. It's very expensive to do your crowns. I'm going to send you to somewhere where you can do it. Oh, that's nice. You guys have a resource because I can't afford what I really want. Right. I'm not talking about cleaning. We're talking about something restorative dentistry in the thousands of dollars. So I think if you're in an office that gives you all these options, I think you're going to get a better care and a better treatment coming out of there than just, this guy's free and that guy's free. And listen, there are patients.
New patient special, new cleaning special, all those are the accepted by the majority of dentists, and how does the patient make a decision? Yeah, it's a good incentive to experience a new office, but there's more than just the first impression. Right. There is how is that doctor trained? How is that practice built?
Right.
What's the foundation? What services do they provide?
Right. Why are they offering this?
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Before we go to what are the specialties that you're looking for? There's a lot of patients that need specialty care, not just general care. So I want to be very clear to the public. There are certain specialties in dentistry. There's prosthodontist, which is what I am. There's periodontists, which are gum specialists. There's endodontists, which are root canal specialists. Now understand a specialist goes back to school after dental school. So after college, 4 years. After dental school, 4 years. We go back for another 3 years, and then oral surgeons go back for 4 years. You're talking about 12 years of education for an oral surgeon to come out as an oral surgeon. So if you need specialty care, you got to look for the specialty cares. I want to tell the public something very interesting. Cosmetic dentistry is not a specialty. Hello? It's not a specialty. Implant dentistry is not a specialty, except...
If I may, there are approximately 18 states in the U.S. that actually recognize implant dentistry as a specialty, particularly if they are boarded by the American Board of Oral Implantology, which is the ABOI.
Got it. Okay, so there is some states that allow it as implant dentistry to be a specialty. By the way, when we teach our courses to our doctors, it takes a good 2 years to understand implant dentistry. So some of us aren't implant specialists from the board, but I would say at least 2 or 3 or 5 years of focusing on implant dentistry is going to get you to an area where you're pretty much an expert in that. But again, in New York State, in New Jersey State, in Florida State, implant dentistry is not a specialty. So, and they actually cannot even advertise that way. So it's very important to kind of understand the specifics of it. And the ABOI, as Dr. Lok mentioned, 700 hours. 700 hours of education to become an implant specialist. So what does that mean for an average patient? I go to the dentist. He's a general dentist. He does implantology. What's your first question?
What's your training?
What's your training? What's your other question? How many have you done? How many knee surgeries have you done? Right? I want to know, how many have you done? Is it hundreds? Is it thousands? Is it 10,000? Is there testimonials? Guess what we have as a resource in our practice? You can call a patient. If you're coming in for implant dentistry, we have a list of patients. Please call one of our patients, or we'll put you in touch with somebody who had this experience for the last 10 years and can give you some insight. What is it like as a patient?
Yeah.
I was terrified, but now I'm not scared. I was so worried about because I'm a smoker, and the rate of implant dentistry is going to be a little bit less if you're a smoker. I was so afraid, and I went through the process. That to me is an informed patient who has information about what they're going to embark on, whether it's cosmetic dentistry, implant dentistry, or rehabilitation.
If I may, there's one other question that may pop up, and that's how many failures they've had.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Oh, that's a tough one. I tell my patients, you know what I tell my patients? I tell my patients, I've done X amount of implants, thousands of implants. My failure rate is 3%. I'm totally honest with them. 3 out of 10 implants will fail. Here's the crazy part. They ask me, well, why did they fail? What's your answer?
There's a multitude of reasons.
Right. The real answer is, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know why it failed. Okay? I don't know why that failed. But what we do is we guarantee it.
Yes.
So now the question is, I have 3% failure rate, but I guarantee my failures. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Hello, I'd like to have my implant dentistry done. I hear you're very good. I got a good referral from you. How many have you done? What's your failure rate? And if it fails, what's your policy?
Yeah. The policy is the key.
What is your
policy? How can
policy?
you back up your word? How can, as a provider, how can you keep that promise to keep your patient happy?
Right.
Because I've had failures as well, but I've backed it up, I've restored them, and it's life-changing.
This is another message to the patient and to the young dentist out there. If you have a broken filling, a broken crown, a broken veneer, a broken implant, what is your policy? The patient needs to know, the disclosure needs to be set, and now they have real expectations. So it's all about communication. In any good business, in any good patient care, in any good patient-doctor relationship, communication is the key thing. Give me all the facts so I can make a great decision. Not it's 50% off and I don't even meet the dentist and I walk in and the guy's putting implants in me. I've seen it. You know, I've been around the country and around the world. I've seen where patients never met the doctor. And they walk in and they say, I'm your surgeon, I'm putting your implants in today. So the patient's there, they pay their money, whatever their discount was, and that's it.
There's no rapport. There's no doctor-patient
You know,
relationship.
it's happening.
Part of
It's
dentistry
real.
is hospitality. People don't realize that, or it should be as much as possible. You know, making sure you have good rapport, bedside manner, things like that, and making sure if it isn't a positive experience, you will remedy that. And you know, saying that up front and having that in place is always great to start with.
Beck, I have a question for you.
Yes.
As a patient, what's your expectations on the first appointment or the first consult with your doctor or dentist?
I would expect to sit down with them, with the person who will be touching my mouth. I hope to meet them, shake their hands, speak a little bit about what I'm expecting from the procedure or whatever, and I would also want to get to know them, get to know their credentials, obviously, and just that they're a normal person who isn't gonna, try and bait and switch me for payment, things like that. Just kind of vet it. But I expect a nice experience. I expect people to be friendly. I expect to be talking to people and have a one-on-one with my provider.
Yeah.
We do a lot of consultations for dentists. So we teach a lot of dentists how to run their practice, how to open their practice. One of the things that I think is important for myself, when I walk into a restaurant that's been supposed to be the greatest restaurant or a really good referral from a friend of mine, I look at the bathroom. Anybody look at the bathroom? Office is nice, the front desk is nice. I go to the bathroom. I don't like this place. The bathroom, ladies and gentlemen, that's a really telltale sign of where you are.
Yeah.
They don't take care of the bathroom, where you're going to eat, and where you're going to get your medical clear and your dental treatment done. Bathroom better be spotless at all times. We have bathroom monitors in my office. They have to make sure the bathroom is immaculate.
Yeah, it's the attention to detail. It's the little things that
Immaculate.
get unnoticed.
Must be.
Yeah.
Must be. If you have any questions, DM me at Dr. Dean 007 on Instagram. Have any questions?
We also have a YouTube chat, so if anyone...
Okay, we do have the YouTube chat. Thank you, Quinn.
Comment on the YouTube.
Comment on the YouTube if you have any questions. Happy to answer your questions. Okay. What is a good medium for a dentist to advertise? Where do you think is a good area for the dentist to advertise that doesn't look obtrusive and is not kind of down your throat and doesn't look cheesy? Back up.
It really depends on who you're trying to target, what demographic you want to bring in. Obviously, TikTok, Instagram are for the younger generations, but the older generations don't even have phones sometimes. So it's like you have to find that balance between print and digital, which is kind of was another question that was asked earlier about finding the perfect
Balance.
and
Yeah.
and just making sure.
What's the engine that you use to attract your patients?
Yeah, it's tricky.
I've had the experience where I've spent money on direct mail, and it was a failure,
Yeah.
right? But I missed the opportunity because I did not have a social presence. So by not having a social presence, whoever received my flyer Googled me and could not find me.
Right.
So you have to have a net in wherever you send the direct mails, they have a reference to, and they're like, website is good, Instagram
And the
is
QR
good.
code right now. The QR code's been very
QR code
helpful.
is good. So they go immediately. They have only 6 minutes to spend time on you. They have other things to do in their life. So
Right.
if you can't bring them into a place where their website is good, Instagram is good, your bio is good, you wasted your money on that direct mail. But it's the messaging in which that direct mail is attracting.
Right.
What are you offering?
But
What-
patients are more likely to select a dentist who has a professional and easily accessible website and,
Right.
and social presence.
What about befores and afters? Photography.
Before and afters are very important, as Becca mentioned earlier. As long as the treatment is executed correctly and your editing is proper. And when I say editing, you're only cropping. You're not playing around with, margins here and there or colors.
How does the patient know that, though?
Patient doesn't know that.
Right.
Patient doesn't.
That's my point.
I believe consistency will actually demonstrate the truth behind that edited picture. When you have consistency of the past year, these are patients that he's been seeing consistently.
Right.
These are video testimonials of one and another patient. It's not the same patient over and over.
That's my next point. Video testimonials is key for dentists, for patients to look for. Video testimonials are real. That to me, we do it all the time. Mrs. Jones, here's your teeth. What do you think? Thank you so much. Please write a review. That shows consistency. It shows the dentist is ready to show their work. They're not afraid to show their work. And it's their work. Hello? there's people out there that show other people's work. Well, that's not right. That's misleading your public. So again, video testimonials are huge. Befores and afters are huge. And then we go even deeper. We have specific patients that look exactly like you. Your case is right here.
Yep.
Your case, your situation, I have that right here. Now we're deeper into the testimonial of photography, videography, which again takes time, okay, understand that, but it's consistent with the message that I'm trying to give my patients. When we have patients go online and we get a referral, it's, oh, I got it, it's all that. And again, you can't do this in 5 years. It takes time. The patients of this generation, Becca, your generation, oh my God, I gotta have it right now. Can you deliver the teeth to my house?
Yes.
What happened with Smile Direct? You want me to get me started on this? I predicted that. I said, how could you send a tray to a patient in Wisconsin and you never saw the patient? This is ridiculous in dentistry. And I said to my friends, I said, this business is going to go out in 2 years. And they're all investing in the company. I got emails from finance people. I got to invest in direct cloud. I go, it will be out of business in 1-2 years. Why? You cannot have unsupervised orthodontics. It's bad enough to have supervised orthodontics. No less, no supervision. I mean, so it's this craziness. Your generation wants it now.
Instant gratification.
I'm coming to your house. I'm going to put some teeth in.
Yep.
I got another Instagram the other day. I got my teeth done yesterday. And I'm looking at the teeth. They look really big. They just snapped them in. She looked ridiculous, ridiculous. And I'm like, what is going on with my profession? Help, please help. It's like a wild, wild west. And your generation, I'm trying to calm them down. I said, it's going to take 2 visits. 2 visits, you can't do it in one? Woo.
Yeah.
Whew. You guys got to calm down. Anyway, sorry, I got a little excited. Befores and afters, video testimonials, affiliations with organization groups, and ask the question, like we said, how long you've been practicing, how many cases have you done, what's your failure rate, what's your policy. Another one, what kind of technology are you using? Are you using digital technology in your office, Dr. X? Let me see your digital technology. I'm going to tell you a secret right now, the public, what is it called? Public service announcement, PSA, public service announcement. Sounds like something else, but I don't want to say it. PSA, are you using digital technology in 2024?
It's a must.
What'd you say?
It's a must.
What? I didn't hear.
It's a must.
It's a must. Well, doctor, I can't afford to get digital technology. It costs $200,000. I said, you better take a loan out and stop buying BMWs and Mercedes and buy your digital technology network and get your network connected by the right IT people.
I will comment on that. Many people think that by taking a loan out of $200,000 or $150,000 and buying all the equipment, it's going to work on its own. No.
That's a whole nother thing.
The best way for a dentist to do that,
the
best way to a dentist to do that is to get an IT company that supports them, get a good digital lab that understands digital workflow,
Right.
and start with a 3D printer.
Right.
Intraoral scan and 3D printer.
And photography.
Scan your models, scan your patients, print your models, do your night guards, and have a digital workflow set up small. And then you start growing into a mill. And then you grow into staining it in-house. And then you go into getting a ceramist. And it all depends how much you want to do in your office before outsourcing.
I'm going to give you a little story, a little secret. There are dentists who have a lot of financial support, and they will build a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, digitally enhanced office. I've seen it. The dentist is out of school 2 years. You give a dentist digital technology with no experience, it's all smoke and mirrors. Okay? So you, again, as a patient, you're like, wow, This office is amazing. You have no idea his dental experience. Now, on the contrary, you walk into a dental office 30 years old, doesn't look too pretty. It's clean, doesn't look too pretty, not cute, no bells and whistles. And the dentist has been in practice for 30 years, and you got a great referral. As long as the office is clean and nice and it's good customer service, hey, okay, he doesn't have all the whistle and toys and bells and whistles, but he's got a great reputation. Who are you going to? And that's your patient. That's your patient education and your patient inquisition. You got to be a smart consumer. I mean, you got to be a customer consumer. You got to figure that out. That hey, this may not be the nicest office, but this guy has a great, or this lady has a great reputation. Now, I'll tell you the other secret. I've been training dentists for 30 years. I see a great dentist. We call them unconsciously competent. They don't know how good they are. They're amazing. And I give them digital technology. Guess what happens? He's got the dentistry already. He's just getting enhanced with digital technology. So to me, when I talk to dentists, I talk to patients, and I'll say, oh, I found a new great dentist. And I'll say, is he digitally enhanced? Oh, he's got everything. He's got everything's awesome. I say, how long has he been in practice? Oh, he just graduated. It's my friend's son. He just graduated. He's awesome. I said, okay, I'm not going to say nothing. You're in a bad scenario. You're in a bad scenario.
Yeah.
So to me, it's the balance, like we said before, the balance of a great reputation, a great referral, consistency in the message, and a nice, clean, beautiful office that offers these little things.
Yeah, and highlighting
But-
those unique services is what is very important. As advanced technology specializations, also your education and how long you've been in practice, but that's what sets you apart.
Yeah.
So it's important to be highlighting that for patients who are seeking an elevated experience.
All right.
And
Go ahead.
What you have on paper, the credentials, the number of years in school, or your diplomas and whatnot, that's great. But ultimately, it comes down to who makes you feel comfortable, who makes you let down your guard when you sit in that chair. I had a patient pick me just for having a bow tie on because her father used to wear a bow tie.
Oh, bow tie is very cool, by the way. I got our first question on DM. It says, I called an office and had a great reputation, great Google reviews, and the office manager was really rude to me, so I didn't go there. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Dennis. That's great. I love that. That goes into my marketing of dentistry. So now we're going to switch over to the dentist. I'm talking to the dentist now. Your office manager who answers that phone better know customer service. Guess what I do? I hire people in the service business, in restaurants, who do hospitality. Becca is from hospitality. I hired her because she understands hospitality. If your person answering the phone can't even communicate to the other person, you just lost it.
Yep.
They finally calling for the appointment. They love the website. They love the befores and after testimonies. Hi, how are you? Oh, no. Negativity, answering the phone, not really communicating. What's your number? What's your phone? And being rude and being fast and being quick. You just lost the patient. That person just lost that patient. In medicine, it's horrible. Don't even go to medicine. You can't even get a person on the phone.
Yeah.
It's like automated.
It's like if
Yeah.
you don't want to be there, why do I want to be there?
But the dentist as the owner, or let's say even as the associate of the practice, has to be aware of the team that they're leading. For example, the dentist goes through their career focused to become the best dentist, and they go through all the best courses in their career. Their team is a new hire that just came into the office and has only a month in there. Is that team member's not vetted or trained to know how to set the expectations for that experience for the patient to go to the doctor? That doctor, if he doesn't take control, he will lose many patients, even though he could be the best dentist in town. And that's where the dentist owner has to be aware of who they're having their team.
The other thing is when your front staff or your front office staff picks up the phone, patients can tell when they're not smiling.
Yeah. The demeanor and the energy of your staff, has got to be on point. And I'm sorry, but it starts from the top. It starts from the dentist and how he takes care of his staff. And okay, I have a little pet peeve. If you walk into an office and somebody's eating at the front desk, I fire them. They're fired. Can't have anybody eating. You can't be eating in a medical office or dental office. That's like failure. Forget it. You're done. So, understanding the leader of the team has to have their team together, and they have to have the same energy. People come into our office, into our program, even dentists who come into our office say, I love the energy in your place. I love everybody who works here. Thank you for making this a great experience. I just moved to New York City. Wow, this is awesome. And that's how I teach my dentists. I said, hey, get your team aligned. Bring your team to us. We'll teach your team how to be a great team. Without the team, the dentist can't survive in this kind of environment of high-level dentistry with great technology. You can't do it without a team.
Can't.
This is my team for Talking Teeth. Okay, we're going to switch topics right now, and we're going to try to help our dentists out there. We talked about your waiting room, your hygienist, she better be on point. Your bathroom better be clean. Your cabinets may be clean. There got to be wipes everywhere. The patient, especially now after COVID, your office got to be immaculate at all times. They have to feel that, wow, this office is super clean. Change the colors. We repainted everything white. Everything's white and clean and fresh. Renovate the office. Every 5 years we renovate. My patient's like, you renovated again? Yes. I want my office to be at the highest level. I want everybody dressed appropriately. These are tips for you as the dentist to have a great meeting with your staff. Every dentist should have a friend, like you said, walk through the office during the day and just be a fly on the wall. And then that patient or that friend will help you say, you know what, a little bit of staining over there, that window is not clean. I saw the girl drop something, she picked it up, whatever. Okay, there's got to be a sense of sterility and cleanliness and the way the office flows, right? When your office, you're in Westchester? Where are you in Westchester?
I'm in Northeast Yonkers. So
Okay.
close to Scarsdale.
Okay, great. So office is clean, your staff is ready. You've been there how long now?
I've been there, since 2012,
How long you been practicing?
2008.
How many years?
Oh, about 16 years.
16 years. How long you been practicing?
12 to 13 years.
13 years. How long you been practicing?
I've been practicing marketing for about 20 years.
Okay, so you have, the experience is what I'm getting at. Try to get that experience. Try to get your, and if you don't have the experience, use the platform of photography. We want our dentists to be better for the public. We can't treat everybody. We want our dentists to be able to treat their patient wherever they are to be the best they can be. And that's why we do our courses. And a lot of patients have said to us, thank you for teaching my doctor how to be a great dentist.
Yeah.
So again, I can't treat the whole world, but I think our platform here at Talking Teeth is to get to the public, to give you some information, to have a roundtable discussion about what's important to you. That's why we want your questions. Yeah. And to get our dental colleagues to have the same mind frame.
Yeah, the most amazing experience from our courses is that we've had the opportunity to see patients from their out-of-state practices come, take a flight, attend the course, be a patient, and become a living testimonial for that doctor's experience in our course. So when that patient goes back home with their doctor, it's a life-changing experience for both of them. And that's kind of like where we are helping patients, we're helping doctors, and it's just satisfying.
We have, if you don't know, we have an FMR educational facility here. And every Friday, I'm very proud of our doctors. We have 15 different faculty from around the whole tri-state area who come every Friday to teach. So I just want to know, the patients to know, that we are treating patients that either one, have an accident, they can't afford the dentistry that they want, but we have a teaching facility to not only teach them dentistry, but to teach them how to become great dentists in whatever area that you're in. We believe that education for the dentist, for the staff, for the laboratories, can uplift the whole community of dentistry. That's been my lifelong dream for many years. That's why I do what I do, is to help patients, help doctors become a better person, and then help other patients along the way. And like Publio said, the life-changing experience that we've created here at New York Smile Institute and at FMR Education is for the patients to realize dentistry is a lot of fun. We have a great time doing it. We know how to teach it, and we can get some great results. And again, not everybody can afford it, but we're going to make it affordable for them. That's the key thing. Not everybody can afford a Mercedes, but if we can get them to have the best dentistry and have experience and do a little bit of financial help with them, we have a little account that we have, and people can't afford it, but they have certain needs. Some domestic violence patients we've had. We have patients who come from other countries. They have no resources. We have patients that came out of prison. They came to our practice. They have no money. So to me, it's not just about what we do in our office, but helping the community. I think Talking Teeth, our first episode, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have some questions for next time. Our next topic, I think, is going to be, maybe Invisalign, orthodontics, whitening, how to get the proper white. How come you went for whitening and it didn't work? Right?
Yep.
I think these are things that everybody kind of wants to know. So thank you for being with us. We'll see you soon next month, April, what's the date?
We didn't just select it.
The first Saturday in April.
First Saturday.
In April.
And
We'll see you then.
don't forget to subscribe.
Please subscribe. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great, great day. Take care.